ready to build sandcastles and soak up the sun knowing that you're covered naturally, you're going to love what I have for you tonight. The trio of doTERRA Sun SPF products is finally available after 4 years of development, and it is important to align yourself with a trusted advisor who will provide you with honest feedback and break it down easily for you so that you understand and you don't feel overwhelmed. And that is what tonight is all about. I'm going to talk fast. You can rewatch this later if there's anything that you missed. You can refer back to it years from now. But grab the kiddos and a cool drink because I am your sunny side up hype squad of one, welcoming you to Throw It Out Thursday broadcast 234. It is your cleanest night of the month, and it's time to welcome this new hero line to our doTERRA family with open arms, and together we kick chemicals and drugstore hormone disrupting sunscreen products to the curb, and we flex that label reading gangster muscle. And first, I'm going to introduce you to the 3 new SPF mineral products. Then I'm going to explain a little background to give you a frame of reference for why this is such an important dialogue. And then we'll dig right into my honest first impressions. And so this is going to highlight for you and simplify what is most important that you want to know when you're making the swap from chemical to mineral sun care. And if you've been around for a while, you know that I made this switch back in the mid-2000s when I graduated college, and that has been for the past 17 years now. And by the time this broadcast is over, you will easily understand the 2 primary benefits that your sun care should provide you, and you're also going to feel empowered to even just try one of the new doTERRA Sun SPF products. And I think you're going to feel supported to help you catalyze this information to support your family and your friends all year long, not just in the summertime, and feel more knowledgeable on this topic as a whole so that as you're conversing with friends and family about this, you can feel like an authority on it. So first, let's say hello to our new friends. Product 1 is the SPF Mineral Face and Body Lotion, SPF 30. The product number 2 is the Mineral SPF 30 Non-Aerosol Body Spray. And product number 3 is the Mineral SPF 40 Face and Body Stick. And here in this cozy nook, I am all about making this learning and this wellness lifestyle fun and accessible and easy to incorporate. And it's not just about having sleek and chic looking products. You demand quality and you demand purity, and that is part of the doTERRA difference. And so we're going to shine a little bit of light on why this is such an important conversation and how you can best stock your toolbox to meet the needs of your family. So the sun care you choose, whether it's doTERRA or another brand, should provide you with those 2 primary benefits that I mentioned. Now, the first one is protection. That is number 1. Number 2 is restoration. And the doTERRA products do this beautifully. So we're going to quickly address the elephant in the room. The sun is essential. The sun is so important for our health. It is not the enemy. Getting sunshine every day should be a part of your habit architecture in the things that you do. So by no means does this mean that you shouldn't go outside and you shouldn't enjoy the sun and you should stay like a little hermit in your house. Walking the kids to the bus stop, walking the dog, running errands, driving with the window down, walking to the mailbox. The sunlight helps your body create serotonin, which improves your mood and your mental health, but it also helps produce and regulate melatonin, supports your sleep cycles, and helps you synthesize vitamin D. And that leads to stronger bones and muscles and boosts your immune system. So we're basically like more complex houseplants. But sunshine is a classic example of how you can quickly have too much of a good thing. And that is why doTERRA now has you covered naturally for those extended periods of sun exposure. So we are going to dig into what I really think about each of them, and we're going to nerd out a little along the way, so I hope you are ready to do that with me. Now, for my first impressions, I'm going to break this down into 4 P's: purity, performance, packaging, and price point. And the first category for my first impressions is purity. And we will probably be spending the majority of our conversation on this more than any of the other P's, because this is why we are here, isn't it? We are pursuing what's pure for our families and for ourselves. And when I talk about purity and the doTERRA difference with these sun products, we need to be on the same page with what that means. So we are going to nerd out for a little bit, if you will indulge me. So there are 2 types of sunscreen. The first is chemical, and the second is mineral. And since we kick chemicals to the curb here, you can only imagine which one we are going to want, and I will tell you how they work differently. So chemical sunscreens are designed to absorb UV rays. Think of a sponge and how water soaks into the sponge, and that sponge soaks it up and holds onto it. Conversely, mineral sunscreen filters the mineral sunscreen filters reflect the UV rays. So think of a mirror surface that is reflecting. So to help you become the strongest label reading gangster you can be, it is important to know that the active ingredients on the label are what determine if it's a chemical or a mineral sunscreen. So chemical sunscreens, which absorb the UV rays just like that sponge, they eventually start to break down, and that's when we're exposed to the UV rays, and that generates free radicals. No bueno, we don't want that. Now, other chemical sunscreen filters can penetrate through the skin to the point where they linger in the bloodstream long after you've even showered off and gone to bed. And so these chemical ingredients can also act as hormone disruptors. So we talk about hormone disruptors a lot, and they can cause skin allergies, fertility issues, and deadly diseases. And so which sunscreen filters won't absorb into the skin? Bingo, that is mineral sunscreen filters. You're so smart. And these act as a physical barrier, hence why it's called sunscreen, right? To literally screen you from the harmful rays of extended exposure. And mineral filters also do not degrade when they are exposed to UV rays, and because they act like a physical barrier, they are effective immediately. And the active ingredient mineral filters in all three of the doTERRA Sun Mineral products here are titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. And that is where your protection comes from. These are all free of chemicals like oxybenzone, parabens, or phthalates. And a few more impressions that I am excited about is that they are rich in antioxidants, which is the opposite of free radicals that you are exposed to when you're using chemical sunscreens. And I also love that all three of these are plant-based and they are vegan friendly. They are reef safe for our environment, which means they will not bleach the coral reef, and they are cruelty free as well. And these smell clean and fresh because they do not contain any artificial fragrances or like those really kind of lingering beachy smells that smell artificial that will give you a headache. And you can feel good that you're not exposed to those heavy chemical substances or heavily scented products like you'd buy off the drugstore shelf. And of course, you know that they are infused with essential flair. So all three of the SPF products contain magnolia, red mandarin, carrot seed, lemongrass, ylang ylang, frankincense, and heliochrysum essential oils with coconut CO2 extract. And surprisingly, they do not smell floral or heavily fragranced at all. They just smell very clean with a hint of freshness. And all three of the products contain nourishing vitamin E, and the lotion and the spray contain raspberry seed oil, avocado oil, jojoba, turmeric, and aloe vera already, which is awesome because you're used to seeing aloe in a lot of the after sun care products, and I love that it's restoring your skin along the way already. And then the sun stick contains shea and cocoa butter, so that is for extra nourishing. But if you have a sensitivity to either shea or cocoa butter, you can use the lotion or spray. Overall, I give these an A+ for purity. Okay, the second category for my first impressions is performance. So once we know that the ingredients are safe and solid, we want to know, okay, well, how do they perform? You've been asking me and I am answering you now. So do they actually perform? We need to nerd out again for a little minute to cover another elephant in the room and break down what SPF actually means, because the SPF is a key element in these sun scare products performing as well as they do. So if you've wondered what the heck SPF actually means, it is an acronym that stands for Sun Protective Factor. And that is just a fancy Nancy way of saying how much longer your skin is protected if you were not wearing any sunscreen. So for example, if you use SPF 30, it would take you 30 times longer to burn compared to without sunscreen. So what does this mean in terms of your sun care and the performance of our products? Well, that depends on your plans. So experts typically recommend using SPF 15 or higher. If you're planning to spend a lot of time outdoors, wear SPF 30 or higher. Now, little fun fact, the SPF 15 actually provides the biggest jump in protection compared to no sunscreen. But while no sunscreen can actually offer you 100% protection, SPF 15 offers about 93% protection. But then SPF 30 jumps to about 97% protection. And so also this is an opportunity for you to flex that label reading gangster muscle and look at the label and make sure that you see broad spectrum here when you are purchasing your sunscreen. And this addition on the label refers to any types of UV rays that the sunscreen protects against. And broad spectrum sunscreen protects against both UVA and UVB rays for more thorough coverage because doTERRA is covering us naturally and we want to know that all the way through 360. So all 3 of the doTERRA Sun products are broad spectrum. So when it comes to performance, this is crucial. And so far, they are absolute workhorses. And we have been rotating through them in various scenarios since getting them. Speaking of performance, someone shared a photo on Instagram that is a perfect visual aid. I will share it in my stories next week. It is of a woman on a boat, and she drew a smiley face on the back of her husband's back without rubbing it in with the doTERRA sun stick just to showcase how well it worked. And you can absolutely see in the photo that I'll share where she applied the stick, and it was perfectly protected, and where the rest of his back was burnt to a crisp. Don't be that guy, okay? Little fun fact, just because it's a roll-on stick, that does not mean that you can just leave it. You need to rub it in, and the directions even remind you to do that for full coverage. So make sure you do that. But the picture is absolutely priceless and highlights this point so well. But we've been testing each of these products outside in the hot, muggy sun of Olivia's archery field, at our grandparents' pool, outside on the deck, and just about everyday protection, like under the makeup, every day when you're thinking about, okay, your face routine, making sure that that is part of your every single day habit architecture. And these are water resistant for up to 80 minutes. They have broad spectrum protection, like I mentioned, which means they block the UVB and UVA rays like we covered. And after protection, the second thing that you want your sunscreen to do is provide your skin restoration. And the sun can be really harsh, so it's important to be using tools that give your skin that extra nourishment and restoration all in one. And speaking of nourishing, I was quite surprised at how hydrating and easily that these absorb into the skin, which is a huge part of the performance factor for me, because just because it protects us from the sun doesn't mean that we want to look like a white bed sheet or spend 20 minutes trying to get it to rub in. Like I used to use the diaper cream, the doTERRA diaper cream, as sunscreen because it has a great deal of zinc oxide. It takes forever to rub in. And these have reinvented the way that we use sun care and now have been a complement to our outdoor living, not a burden. Especially the lotion, which is the product that I have enjoyed the most and what I expected to be the most sticky and greasy and heavy, like a traditional mineral sunscreen that I've used. It actually applies like a regular body lotion, not greasy at all. I was completely shocked. And it absorbs quickly and sheer into the skin, just like a regular lotion does. There's a reason for this because the ingredients that I mentioned earlier in the purity section, but they definitely bear repeating. So the ingredients like the avocado oil, vitamin E oil, they are found in the spray and the lotion. And then the shea and cocoa butter are found in the stick. And the spray goes on white, but rubs in completely sheer in seconds. Super impressed with that. And then this also is on purpose. This helps you know where to rub it in and know that you've gotten yourself covered in a thorough way. And what I also love about the performance is that these are great for all skin types, so everyone can enjoy them. And overall performance, I give an A+. There is nothing I would change about the performance of these. So thrilled. The third category for my first impressions is packaging. And the lotion comes in a convenient flip cap, as you'll see here, so you won't lose the lid during application, and I really like that about it. This is a standard delivery system that people are most familiar with. Now, one thing that I would change is to make this package into the shape of a spray, but with a pump or serum top like we've seen on the doTERRA beard oil or on our hair serum. Otherwise, if it's been outside in the heat for a while, it can thin out a little and run. So if you're, on the go and you flip it open and then a little bit of the product runs out, I don't want you to waste that. I don't want you to waste any liquid gold. The Sun spray comes in a non-aerosol aluminum can and uses compressed air. It even sprays upside down and 360, making it really easy for small hands and kiddos who are wiggle worms, or spraying your underarms or your back and just covering all your nooks and your crevices. The cap locks so you can easily just turn it. Hear that click? It's kind of satisfying. And that will prevent you from accidentally wasting product in your bag or on the go. That was really smart. But one criticism is that there is quite a bit of overspray, meaning the product is wasted when you follow the instructions and you spray it 4 to 6 inches away. So just be mindful and either spray into your hands directly or spray closer to your skin and then rub it so there's nothing wasted, because I don't want any of your liquid gold and your hard-earned money going to waste. And last is the stick. This is packaged in a thick twist-up tube that fits comfortably in your hand. The texture is velvet smooth, just like the deep blue pain stick. Now, the pain stick goes on super lightweight too, just like velvet, you're used to that. You can wear this under your makeup, like I mentioned, I have it on now as a primer, or over your makeup as a natural highlight on your cheekbones too. One downside is that this is a little bit too large for the face, in my opinion. So let's take a second to do a side-by-side comparison to the deep blue stick, okay? So see how much more wide the stick is? Now, obviously for applying to the body, this works fine. But to me, this is a little challenging for small faces around the ears, especially like if you want to get around the ear crevices or, you know, neck folds and things for little kiddos. So it is tough, I think, for little kiddos to get complete coverage without rubbing it in. And so just make sure that you teach your kids to rub this in. Olivia knows she needs to rub it in when she applies it, so she gets it all up and around her hairline and around the folds of her ears and neck and everything like that. And I have some life hacks up my sleeve that we've been trying and have helped us for during the time we've been field testing over the last couple weeks. So stay tuned for more on that. But I plan to provide feedback to corporate, and hopefully maybe they'll make some changes. I would like to actually see this in the shape of the doTERRA deodorant stick, where it's more oval, so you see that, where this would be really great for getting under the eyes and around the ears and contouring, you know, even making a travel size. And so you can see side by side how this shape of more of an oval would be more effective. If anyone from corporate is listening and wants feedback, I'm happy to give my opinions. Always, you know that. But overall, I gave the packaging a B. And I am hopeful that there are some packaging modifications that can be made to make this a little bit easier to love. Don't get me wrong. I would much rather prefer simple ways to adapt packaging than not have these incredible tools at all. So don't get me wrong. Last category for my first impressions is the price point. And the phrase "you get what you pay for" couldn't be more appropriate here. So as a discount member, you're getting $6 back every time you purchase any of the sunscreen products. And that is in your customer reward points. So that's $18 if you purchased all 3 of these at once. Plus, you're getting free shipping on your monthly order. So you may get free shipping on Amazon, but you won't get $6 in a coupon per product for life, that's for sure. And the Badger brand of mineral clean sunscreen lotion that I was purchasing before was comparable in price. That was $24. The doTERRA sun lotion is $29. If you subtract the $6 in cash back that we get, that brings it to $23, which is $1 less than what I was spending before. The Goddess Garden brand of spray that I was using before was also $24. The doTERRA sun spray is $28. If you subtract the $6 in cash back that we get, that brings it to $22, which is $2 less than what I was spending before. And last, the Goddess Garden roll-on stick cannot be compared because they're very different formulas. But for apples to apples comparison, just for all intents and purposes, the Goddess Garden stick was $10. No discount or coupon or cashback or any of that, and it took a long time to rub in. Also, so did the doTERRA diaper cream that I was using. Even though it was a cream product, it wasn't a stick format. But this stick does not go on velvety smooth as, or the Goddess Garden stick did not go on as velvety smooth as this does, and this is $25. Now after the $6 coupon, it brings it down to $19, okay, which is worth every penny in my opinion for the convenience and for the empowerment of your kids being able to do it themselves easily and quickly, as long as you teach them to adapt to making sure that they rub it in, not just leaving it. So these will last you a really good amount of time, especially the lotion, And we are outside every day between archery, swimming, riding bikes, walking, entertaining on our deck, and having peace of mind of knowing that we're covered is worth its weight in gold. So I give the price point an A+, because of our generous reward system for the discount customers and knowing the quality that I'm getting for my money. So a few little final standout thoughts and overall ratings to just kind of sum up my initial field tests with these tools. The bottom line is that I am thrilled that these products are safe for all skin types and that they are environmentally conscious and that they contain only clean ingredients. That is really important. The spray comes in third place for me, because it is harder to prevent overspray, and you're inevitably going to waste product. And so just try to adapt the way that you use the products so that you are not wasting. So spray sunscreen, it's trendy. And I understand why we have this option. It's what the market demands right now. But the Sun Stick comes in for me second place. A few small modifications to the packaging, like I said, either shaped like the deodorant, nice and narrow, or smaller like the stick. Just be mindful about that. This can be a great option for on the go, especially for the face, as long as you rub it in. The velvet texture is amazing. I just wish it was shaped in a more almond shape for easily contouring around small areas and the face and ears. And that leaves the lotion with my first place prize, which this actually even surprises me. It's the most versatile It is not sticky at all. It rubs in quickly, completely sheer. You can put it in different size containers to suit your needs. It will last you the longest. And to me, it is the best value. So therefore, it wins my overall MVP award. You can't go wrong though with any of these tools. They are all fantastic. I would love to know your opinions. These are just my personal opinions, but I want you to spend some time really digging in and keeping an open mind and tell me what you think about these, because doTERRA has done the work for us. Having these quality tools that we can trust really makes it an easy button and one less thing that we need to be worried about, because we have plenty of other things to be worried about. Am I right? And this shows the commitment that doTERRA has put into bringing these to us. And so now that we've reached the end, stay tuned for more expanded content on this topic. I have so much more to share. I've got some life hacks, some additional tips to share that we didn't get to touch on today, and I will continue sharing as time goes on and the more that we spend time with these tools. So I hope that you just try even one of these products next time you purchase the sun products, next time you are thinking about repurchasing sun protection for your family. I hope that you see it doesn't have to be overwhelming or complicated to make the switch to mineral sunscreen from chemical sunscreen and be an informed consumer simply and easily. You can refer back to this video anytime. I hope you see that you can find a new way to approach this dialogue. And most of all, don't forget to share your first impressions or anything that surprised you with what I said or maybe what I didn't say down in the comments after you watch. Feel free to share this information with anyone who could benefit from it. Sometimes seeing a friend or a trusted advisor show us how simple something can be is all the permission slip that we need. And a few little housekeeping items: when you're ready to purchase your first set of doTERRA sun products, you'll receive 25% off everything you purchase, and you will qualify for $50 in free oil cash, which means you can purchase anything that you want. And that is currently running until September. So tap the link in my profile below to purchase directly or message me for help. I also have a bundle of welcome tools and resources for you. I look forward to connecting with you and helping turn your time outdoors into a stress-free, enjoyable time. So be sure to stay close for more community, for more conversation, for more connection. And speaking of conversation, which of these SPF products are you happiest about? Tell me everything down in the comments. Don't spare a detail. Let's get the conversation going. Mark your calendar. Also, my next continuing education broadcast will be streaming on demand like your favorite Netflix show, so you don't have to worry about missing it live. And that'll be dropped on demand the evening of Thursday, August 11th. And that is a wrap on broadcast number 234. Thank you so much for watching, and don't be afraid to use your tools, soak up the sun, and I will see you next time.